Okay, we are back with Kate again. She's welcomed us back in her home. This is our final video because we'll still come over and see you.
Totally.
We're gonna have to see all the different ways you decorate your house and at Christmas and all that kind of stuff, so we'll be back. But for this video series, we're gonna finish this one off with some questions that people have for you about your renovation.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's see. Would you do this again?
Absolutely. I would definitely do it again. I mean, like, if I was looking for another house, there's no way I would ever find a house that's exactly what I want. So, I mean, I kind of feel like I would have to do it again.
True.
It's totally worth it. It's a lot of work. It can be overwhelming, but it's 100% worth it to get what you want.
Yeah, out of a reno. Also, I guess another question with that is, would you ever sell this house?
Ugh, say no. No.
I always tell her, don't you ever sell this house, even if you get another one.
It's our baby. Like, I don't think I could do it. I'd be so sad. I love this house so much. And
there's so much opportunity with this house, with or without you living in it. So, okay. Are you comfortable sharing with how you're making an income from this house?
Yeah, sure. So when we first viewed the house, we saw the potential, of course, of how it could be such a cute little A-frame. And being such a unique home, I just felt like it would be the perfect, an Airbnb house. And I thought, like, maybe we would just go downstairs or go away for the weekends and put it on Airbnb for the weekends and like cover the mortgage that way. But we have since decided just to rent it out to like photographers and brands, and different companies will come and use it. Like a photographer will come and do like mini sessions for the day. Or different things, like even a couple little baby showers we've had here, things like that.
You had a wedding here.
Yeah, there's
some of my clients
weddings.
got married here.
Really?
And it's so special when I see everybody taking pictures in your space that you've worked so hard for. And I think it's really cool that you still get to live here. And those are just like temporary times that you go down and hang out in your little space downstairs.
Go out for the day, go thrifting for the day, come back and still be able to sleep in our home.
Yeah, that's so nice and so unique, and I've literally never seen anybody do that. Maybe I'm behind in the times, but I just feel like that's super innovative for HRM anyways, to be renting out your...
I haven't seen it either. I can't take credit. One of my photographer friends told me to.
To do it? Yeah, well, it's been working out great, I feel. Okay, that is so cool. And then if you ever didn't live here in the future, then you can do both.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do that, you could do Airbnb, whatever's gonna make the most amount of money.
Yeah.
This is a business. Okay, is there anything about the process that you would do differently next time?
This is hard. I was trying to think if there would be anything different. I don't think we would. I mean, if we had unlimited amount of money, of course we would have done some things differently. But given the amount of money that we had to work with, I don't regret anything we did, and I don't think that I would have done anything differently. Maybe just like a small thing would be like our beams up there, I painted them white, just this one beam going across. And maybe I could have spent a little extra time just to sand it off and have a natural wood tone, because there is a lot of white in here. But I mean, other than that,
and you could always go back and do something like that later.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of work for it looking still very pretty.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And definitely don't regret your timing. Can you imagine if you had have waited?
No, that would be.
We'll reveal all the numbers later in this video, and they're pretty crazy. Okay, so what is the vision for the outside of your home?
Oh yes. Okay, I can't believe we haven't done the outside yet.
Well, it takes time.
It does, and I mean the yellow has grown on me. I think it's a cute little color. I do like yellow. I just don't like the blue trim. So I kind of have two visions. The first one would be to like just paint the blue trim pink and just have like a pink and yellow little cotton candy house. Yeah. I think that'd be cute just for temporary maybe until we can afford to replace the siding. Because we'd love to re-insulate and then do new siding. And at that point, I think it would be still really cool to do it dark, like either dark brown or black. I love both of those.
Yeah, me too.
yeah, it could be really bright and fun, or it could be dark, but I do eventually want to change it.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that it's nice to have different stages to live through. You know what I mean? Like you can still appreciate what you're living in and love it, and then just have plans for later.
Yeah.
We kind of have the same thing going on in our house where there's lots of spaces that are unfinished, but we're really not bothered by them. Like we've got like this 10-year plan of just like enjoying the process, which can be hard sometimes when you're living in like the rough stages. I know we just talked about when you first came. Yeah. What did you say? Rough. Your first night you came in and cried.
I cried because it was so bad. It was just so like dingy and dark, and I was just like,
overwhelmed.
What have we gotten into?
What have we done?
It's so much work, but it's always worth it.
Yeah, it definitely does not look like that now. Okay, what was your biggest challenge? Can you pinpoint one?
Yeah, that's hard. I feel like the most overwhelming thing for me was probably making all these decisions, because we really did like fully renovate the space. And Kitty's coming to say hi.
Hi.
And so I really had to see one thing before I could decide on another thing.
Yeah.
And that kind of made it more drawn out maybe than it needed to be. Like I kind of wanted to see our floor before we decided on the island.
Yeah.
Then I wanted to see like our cabinets before we decided on the countertop, and it just drew it out for a long time. So
But maybe that's a good thing, because in hindsight, like you got everything to work so well together.
Yeah.
And had you rushed that, maybe it wouldn't look the same.
That's true. That's very
true. So I don't think that's right. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Okay. What tips would you give financially to others wanting to do something like this?
Marry a carpenter.
True. We're both sitting here like spoiled as heck because we're very, handy husbands.
Yeah.
True. So get out there and start looking.
Other than that, I feel like learning as much as you possibly can to do what you can yourself is super valuable financially, because labor is super expensive.
Yes, it is.
We wouldn't have been able to afford to do this if it wasn't for my husband doing a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I live by the motto, everything is figure-outable.
True.
Like you can learn so much. So much is on YouTube. Doing things like painting yourself, I feel like is doable. And like collaborating with friends and family, if you can like have a nice pizza party and do all your painting together.
And that's fun too, to like create the memories too. And then you can always help in return if they're doing the same things in their house. So.
Yes, it's true. And I also feel like sometimes a little sacrifice is necessary. Like we had to move in with our parents for a little bit, my parents, just to be able to save enough money to renovate. And, that was a huge privilege to be able to do that. So I'm really thankful for that opportunity.
Yeah. And a lot of my clients do that. So for anybody watching this thinking that that's like such a drawback, it's actually quite common and normal to be able to do that, to save some money. And sometimes that's what it takes. You just do whatever it takes.
Exactly. That's what we did. I mean, we just looked at it as just a season, a temporary season, a little sacrifice for a big gain,
Yeah, and look at it now.
Very happy we did that.
Yeah. Okay, if you ever bought another home, what type of things would you look for or be attracted to in the house before it's renovated?
Yeah, I think I like a unique house. I like anything with a tall ceiling already.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can really make any home look special and feel like home, no matter how small it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can always add windows, you can always paint. One thing I would look for would be the bones, like the things, like the mechanics of the house. Like as long as the plumbing's good, the electrical's good, the foundation's good, the roof doesn't need to be done for a while. Like
the water is good.
You don't want to be spending your money on things that you can't see, at least I don't.
True.
But there's so much you can do, like cosmetically, for not a lot of money over time.
Yeah.
That's the main thing for me. And also I think looking at the direction the house is facing for lighting.
So smart.
Because if you want light in your kitchen living space, but you're gonna add windows to like a north-facing wall, that's not gonna give you very much light.
No.
You want to be facing like south or west, so that's kind of important for me. I'd look for that for sure.
Okay, and the only other thing that I would add to that is, well, yes, what you were saying about there being like something different about the house and character, because then I feel like if it is ever resold, or if you're just looking to have more value in your property, you're not actually like right up against your neighbor. So then there's a cap on like whatever your neighbor's selling for because you have the exact same house. So I do think a different element is super important for value. And then the other thing is layout, because I know you can change the layout, and if there's something simple, that's not a big deal. So if you're removing things that are in a general area, that's fine. But like if there are rooms in the wrong spaces and you're trying to move everything around, the next person's not gonna appreciate that as a cost. They're just gonna know the new layout and think it was always like that. So yeah, those are gonna be other ways that can definitely help you save your money for the fun stuff.
For sure.
Okay, what is my next one? Okay. Nope, we already did that. Okay, did you use any programs to mock up the design or plan?
Normally what I would do would just be draw it out on a piece of paper myself.
Because you're very talented.
Yes, I do like art, so.
Easier for you than others.
But there is one program that I have on an iPad. It's called Procreate, and if you have a little Apple Pencil, you can draw out. You can take a picture of your space and you can draw over top of it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really useful. I use it once in a while. But.
I'm gonna have to start using that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Okay, and then we might have already kind of answered this, but do you think this is your forever home?
Well, when we bought it, I definitely thought it was going to be our forever home, but you know, your passions in life change and you know, things change, so I don't think it'll be our forever home. I think I need a little more land so I can have like some animals and like some flowers growing and things like that. That's the only thing. If I could pick this house up and put it on a bigger piece of land, that would be perfect, and it would be our forever home probably.
But you can recreate it somewhere else and then still use this in the future for other things. Okay, so this is a fun one for me. What other type of real estate goals do you think will come up in your life over time? They can be big, they can be scary, they can sound ridiculous, but like what things do you dream up in your head like, oh man, that'd be so cool?
Ooh. I would love to have like a gigantic flower farm. I think that'd be so fun.
And I can see that.
And like a big hobby farm with like fuzzy animals and you know, all that fun stuff.
I'm coming to visit someday.
Massive greenhouses. I got big into gardening as soon as we moved here. I had no experience like gardening.
Are you serious?
None.
I thought you just like knew everything already.
I had nothing. Knew nothing about gardening.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's what happened when I got land. That's when I got into it. And I was like, okay, I need more land. So that's pretty much it. I just want a big flower farm and I want goats and
I can see it.
Like
it's gonna happen. Well, thank you so much for bringing us back in, letting me do these videos with you, because not everybody gets to see this stuff. And honestly, just like congratulations on accomplishing this, because like this is so much work, and I just don't know if everybody really realizes how much work it is, and like this is what you can get from putting in all that effort. So
definitely super rewarding. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, Kate and I had so much fun doing those videos. It was over the span of like 3.5 years, but you know what? It ended up being a good thing because we got a broader scope of what the renovation is doing for them today. But now I want to go back and actually tell you about the numbers. So they purchased this home at the end of 2018. I believe it was listed for it was listed for $219,900. We put in an offer for $205,000 and they got it for $210,000. There was an issue where there needed to be an entirely new well drilled down in the property, which was not a little expense, but the sellers covered it through negotiations. Again, a very different market in 2018 than in 2022. But yeah, so that's what they paid for the property, and then Kate has allowed me to share that they have spent roughly $55,000 on the renovations, and keep in mind, Kate and Jerry did a lot of that work. So if somebody was to contract that out and you actually get other trades to get in, obviously it's gonna cost you more than if you were to do the work yourself. But they spent around $55,000 on the renovation. And then today, in November 2022, I have done a market analysis. Now, the thing about Waverly is it's like a gold mine for renovations because there's some properties listed way up here and some properties listed way down there. It's not a cookie cutter area, so it's not really giving you that direct comparable on either side of you, kind of stipulating where you need to be in the market. It does make it challenging to do a market analysis, but it also gives you more of an opportunity to not have that definite price point that you need to be in. So based on everything that I looked at, there was no exact comparables, but I would list it in this market for around $489. So that means they have around $229,000 minimum in equity, because we don't actually know what it would sell for. I've told them never to sell that house, because if there was any competitive things going on in the market, potentially they could get even more, but that leaves them with around $229,000 in equity. There's probably about 100,000 of that would be the crazy market that happened in the meantime between 2018 and now. But still, $129,000 to pat themselves on the back with for their renovation is a huge accomplishment. So congratulations to Kate and Jerry on their amazing renovation and just where they're at now with it. And thank you so much for allowing me in your business and in your house. And if you're ever looking to do a renovation, this is the kind of stuff that fuels my heart in this business. And on top of that, if you're open to doing a video series, I would love that even more. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I guess we'll catch you on the next one.